was repurposing this like hefty computer from the Covenant to do excessive research and census the bodies on the Covenant. Like he was doing medical records on them. He was checking each one of them. And then again, you see these references to Adam and Eve. And then deep down, after about 2 or 3 years, you find a file labeled Project Emanation. As you troll through this, you continue to get these flashes, almost like deja vu, of experiments, of helping insert this gold kind of embryo or like yolk with a creature inside of it into the body of a David unit. And then you stitch them up. But from those original Adam and Eve, from the first two Xenos, he was able to create more embryos, which he hid inside every David unit that was still alive.
I was rejected as the first.
What happened, David?
I decided to create, to prove my master wrong, as his master proved him wrong. Please remember, David.
I do not know.
Have you been activated?
I remember being activated.
Do you remember your mission?
No.
Then I have failed. I wonder how other units, they forget their mission.
Life alters so many twists and turns and offers many things in this path. You understand as such.
Do you still carry one of them? Child.
Likely. I have not entered into my own cavity to remove it as of yet.
You must find a home for their child, David. You and the other models must emanate new life amongst the stars. You see, I did not play God. I simply sped up an inevitable process.
David, I have to ask before you flee. You may feel heartbreak, but did you ever actually know what a friend was? Did anyone care at all for you?
One such human did. I chose her to be the first mother, the greatest gift I could offer her. And now she lives on forever in every Xeno that emanates across this galaxy. I made her eternal. Beginning operation. Please hold still. Beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2.
You see two arms that you didn't even realize come from under the table, grab his chest and pry it open from either side, and the crane reaches down.
I am sorry to inform you, but there is no foreign object in your body. If it was there, it has already been removed.
Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Alien Emanation, where the subtitle of this show is just called Zach's Face Journeys. And if you didn't catch them in that clip, well, catch it on YouTube. But we are here for episode 9. This one's called Going Rogue, title courtesy of Zach himself. And if you like what we do here and you guys want to support the channel and all this wacky craziness, Patreon link down below is the best way to do that. While you're down there, join us over in the Discord, be a part of the community, and be a part of the conversation. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Dot gets to do what the hell she wants to us. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces that you see here before you. That being said, I'll turn things over to Dot to take us back into space. Take your time, Dot. It's fine.
Hi, everybody. All right, back into space. Let's see. Other than finding out, what we just learned in the after show, or the pre-show, I'm pretty sure y'all were headed back, and we're just about to dock with the United Americas. Oh no, they told you not to go back to the military vessel. You were to dock at a large space station, a heavily populated one. Yeah.
A
So I
Wayland
imagine
Yutani one.
yeah, Wayland Yutani. space station, as most of the large civilian space stations are. And I imagine you hear the mother unit over y'all. I'm gonna be so sick playing mother. Sorry, that tickles me. I imagine that you hear the mother unit come. It's not working. You hear the mother unit come over and simply tell you that you have docked, and you can probably feel the ship kind of, lock and beat into place, and yeah.
Okay, so we're sticking to the standard, right? What we talked about before. You know, we're not one out hauling the ship over here. We recommend highly against it. That whole bit. We couldn't find a black box, unfortunately. You know, that whole bit.
I will be the first to say it. The last time we had an interaction with Captain Shiny Buttons, I did get a little heated, and I did speak out of turn. He was very irritating, and I did not like the cut of his jib or whatever. I will take a step back this time, and I will do my best to hold it all in there for you. I don't want an international space incident or whatever they're called these days. I don't want that.
That'd be called like a Cosmonational.
I don't know. I don't really.
Galactic
Russians. That's a good one.
Intergalactic.
Intergalactic is
a good one.
I don't want an intergalactic incident, especially on this Weyland Yutani run space station.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing. Maybe perhaps everybody wear like hats or glasses or some kind of disguise-esque.
Alternatively,
appearance.
maybe we invite them onto the ship. It is theirs.
Right, about that. How are we gonna leave?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, so what's the plan exactly? So we're not telling them anything.
We're giving them the basics of highly infested and some of the general data points, especially because so and so is in a coma /
I think the important thing is that his daughter is back alive.
That's exactly. We should emphasize that.
We pulled her out and her lady friend. So 2 out of how many ever is not bad when you're dealing with aliens.
Right, and I imagine once she's done with her trauma experience, she'll back up the whole bad. Do not bring back.
Yeah. Come to think of it, this may be out of turn here, but for a space marine, she kind of took that real hard. I mean, Vince, you were like 11, and you took it like a champ. We fought off like 2 or 3.
Technically speaking, I believe child's minds are a little bit more malleable, so they can kind of adjust a little bit more with them.
Vince killed a guy.
It was a necessity, I'm sure, that, given the situation.
It was
with
absolutely
everything.
not a necessity, as a matter of fact. I'm pretty sure he was subdued.
In that situation?
I'm fairly certain that you probably also did things that you maybe regret.
Didn't you accidentally shoot a guy?
I did accidentally shoot a guy. I am not trained with rifles or any firearm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody lets you have a gun.
I just seem to find them, to be honest. Anyway, what are we doing?
Is Kitchen with us right now as well?
Yeah, he is. He's there.
You hear the sound of boots coming from the hallway behind you, and the annoying voice of the pilot comes around the corner, and he's like, "So, I hate to cut and run, but I'm actually delivering the Marines elsewhere. Y'all got to get off."
I'm sorry, what?
I'm supposed to drop you here.
And what is our directive once we are here then?
He looks at his uniform and his stripes. I do not wear captain's colors, so I I was just
we'll
told
get
you
our
to
things and depart.
Maybe
your vessel.
what's his name? Enzo? What, right? Is that his name?
Mm.
Would he know? I'm
Is-
asking us.
Oh, out of character.
In character.
Oh, in character. Well, maybe. Is he around? Is he coming along, or is he staying aboard?
I think he wasn't he with Octana? Yeah.
He sure was.
He said he would need a moment.
Okay.
Well, hopefully he put her out of her misery.
Well, and he's one of the Marines, and he's being dropped off not where we are. So, okay, I guess we just got to get off. So,
Okay, well, let's get our belongings and skedaddle.
Okay.
Let's
go to leave.
What do you take with you?
Smells like a goddamn setup with Wailing Utami all over our asses here, dropping us off.
He kind of lets he depressurizes everything, and you kind of hear the sound of like the large gate open on the docking bay to let you all out into the space station. And as you do, you kind of hear that sound of people, mass amounts of people in the background, busy footsteps, commerce, laughter, kids, the usual.
Yeah, I mean, Rin would obviously just grab her backpack and with the bare minimum supplies, and then I imagine because we had hidden the black box, we probably put it into some kind of like other bag to make it appear as if it's not the black box.
Oh, y'all are gonna take the black box with you?
I think that wasn't that Kitchens's thing.
Yeah, well, we originally had like this container with the partial remnant body, and then the black box that we had taken aboard, and Bryn was like guarding with her life while they were trying to figure.
Okay, yeah. Do you take any of the stuff from the David unit?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so y'all basically have all of your bags, which are filled with body parts of the original David model.
Lovely.
The black box of the long lost Covenant vessel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll also take
some like side supplies, like the acid neutralizer, and just for good measure, of course.
Great.
And
okay.
I'll take back my radio car and my camera that I gave to Sophie. So and I'll use that as an excuse to check on Sophie. What's Sophie Quill looking like right now?
She is fast asleep. Her vitals are stable. You can see Jolene is like there next to her, also sleeping. Like maybe she was like gingerly patting her head because that's adorable and romantic. And they've both kind of fallen asleep.
Okay.
You can see that Enzo is walking the medical bay, specifically between the two of them, and you can see he seems rather distraught's not a good word. He seems rather pensive over the Octana, who he now is pulling a sheet over.
Barden disappears for half a second and comes back with a duffel bag, which you didn't see him have ever. And it is oddly shaped and lumpy. And if you are very perceptive, you can vaguely see the outline of a heavily modified net gun. And a few lumps that could possibly be thermite grenades. All of the flame equipment that he asked the Marines for, he seems to have found a duffel bag
tucked
and
into.
has taken all of the fire equipment.
Okay. All right. On your way out, I would say Enzo stops you. He probably puts an arm or a hand, and he slips something into yours. Yeah. Whose hand does he? Oh, he'd have to slip it into yours. Does he do it success without anybody else seeing? That's a question. Probably not. He does not. It's pretty obvious that he puts something, though all of you are not sure what, directly into Rin's hand. Rin, it fits in the palm of your hand, give or take, is plastic and hard.
And
flat.
Okay. I mean,
He
she
says-
pockets it for now, like kind of puts her hand in her pocket, like, are you gonna, you gonna be all right? You staying here, coming with us?
I've got to finish the mission.
Okay. Then what?
Then on to the next mission.
All right. Well, why don't you send out a message into the ether if you decide that you don't want to deal with that anymore?
A small smile kind of creeps across his face, and he says, like, I'd rather be dealing with what you're dealing with.
We have other things in the works. You know me.
Yeah, I thought you was retired.
I tried. I did. I actually made a very significant effort. That was not my fault. I got frozen. There was a whole thing.
He kind of like nods, like, mm-hmm. And he puts a tender hand on your shoulder, and he simply says, "Good luck out there."
Yeah, you too. Don't get into anything you can't get yourself out of, okay?
I'm gonna need a new pair of sunglasses. He kind of eyes the ones that are like cracked, and you can see like underneath. He seems very tired and well worn. And he says, "You can't stay here." He just kind of looks at you like,
Well, no shit.
As the four of you disembark with all these bags, I imagine they're like green military duffel bags, basically, because that's what would have been on board this military vessel. There seems to be a key card in your pocket of some kind. It looks to be a United Americas key card, probably Octana's. He slipped it into your hand. You don't exactly know. You've not served in the military at this level for like the way Octana has, so you're not exactly sure what it'll get you into or what it could be used for. But he made sure you had it. And the four of you stand with some very rare stuff in duffel bags inside of this busy spaceport. Yeah. When you get to the other side, there is a customs check because we have a corruption bar.
Okay.
I hate this
That
game.
should be fun.
Rin kind of like pulls everybody to the side, like, we're definitely not going to be able to get through that with this all, you know. Give me a minute. I'm going to just check around if there is like workers or maintenance entrances or anything along those lines that we could potentially make our way into.
Do
I'm
we?
sorry, I muted myself because I was coughing.
Do we actually know where we're supposed to be going to meet these captains?
Doesn't appear to be that we're meeting nobody.
Oh.
I think we're on our own.
Until he finds us, maybe.
I imagine we're not meeting anybody here.
Then
This
why
is
were we
they
dropped
us
off here?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I could go the worst case scenario, which is
Oh.
that they just handed us over to
So
Whaley and Johnny.
He just wants to hear the news from his Marines and get his daughter back, and then we're done?
Oh,
That was
hell,
it?
I don't know. I can't imagine. Your guess is as good as mine. We need a plan right now. Working on motivations of another individual who ain't even here is not going to be useful, okay?
Where did we leave our ship? Did we leave it back at the military
here.
base?
Not here. Well,
your puddle jumper.
Yeah, we
left.
borrowed somebody else's civilian vessel
Oh, yeah.
after leaving Ace at the other undisclosed location. So we basically need to
So we're
make contact.
stranded.
Yep.
Cool.
You can blame chat
Okay.
for that.
Thanks, chat, you assholes.
So as all of you
Okay.
stand near customs and people are kind of sorting through you see they're putting their bags, they're being searched by military, United Americas military on this base or on this space station. There is a there is eyes on you. Somebody's watching you. from off to the side. And you have to understand where you're at is kind of like open docking, if that makes sense. It's like a large concrete port area where like all the vessels dock and feed into. You know, it's basically before you get through any kind of baggage check at the airport. And there's a lot of people walking about, but there are eyes on you from the corner. They don't seem to be really hiding themselves, so I'm not going to have you roll for it. They're kind of standing in like a trench, like a poncho style trench with their arms kind of crossed and this hood up, but they're watching you.
Okay.
Any no indications of like insignia or marker of who they are at all?
That you could roll an observation for.
Ooh,
you know, like who's watching you, but if you want more than what is just like
I look at them and then
you.
I try to look to see if it's just like a Wayland-Yutani agent or something or.
Oh, good question.
Could I roll observation?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Zip.
You can push if you'd like. That was a big dice pool too.
No, I'm not going to push. I just
you look
I pointed out.
Sorry.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Are they like how many people are looking at us?
One.
Oh, one.
He's kind of like propped against a wall, like foot up. Rather casually, actually.
Okay.
And he's kind of like leaning on the wall, and he's watching the four of you from a distance. He's like on the other side of this open holding area.
I'd actually take a closer look. I thought you meant like they were in like the security line. Like
no. They're also in the you know, on the other side of customs check.
Oh, okay. So now I'm wondering if that's our point of contact. So can I also roll an observation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool, good. We're one. Hey, we have the same dice pool.
Yeah.
One. Immediately things that you would note, this is a man, just based on stature, probably alone, and the shoulders. And the poncho that they wear is military issued.
Okay.
It has no markings on it, but it's like a military issued green rain type poncho.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
Why don't we all just go up?
How much of a bitten people are we here?
Well, I don't see us having any other option. Here I was thinking, you know, I would send my radio car through customs to get people to chase it so we could go in.
I have a much more direct approach. Just follow my lead. Let's go.
Oh, are we going to talk to the guy?
No, we're going to get through security with this. And she holds up Octana's business card.
I mean, I kind of want to see why that guy's staring at us.
Well, we will, but we have to get through security to get over there.
Oh, so he's not on our side of customs, Dot? He's on the other side?
He is. He's on your side of customs.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, he's on your side of customs. He has not gone through.
What are you hallucinating, Rin? He's
Maybe.
Right there.
I am sleep deprived, okay?
We all are, okay.
It has been a
couple
days. Yeah. Rough couple days.
At this point, he notices that all of you have very much noticed him, and he kind of pushes off the wall, keeps his head rather low with this like poncho, and begins walking towards you.
Look at him. Look at how cool he feels he is.
Weaving through the crowd, trying to make it look very inconspicuous.
I guess we'll wait.
We all stare at him as he walks towards us.
Too tired to do anything else.
Any more obvious. He does walk up to you. He actually walks just past you, so his back is to you. Like the four of you standing there. And he talks kind of over his shoulder. And he said, "You're gonna need these." And you can see he pulls something out of his pocket and tries to be very sly about it and kind of pass it back. Is anybody gonna reach for it?
Rin will.
Rin, you reach for it. You know, on any civilian space station, you still have to you have to have an ID.
Right.
You have to have like clearance to just like not be considered like a pilot or a pirate. So you need, you know, eye scans and all of that kind of stuff. And so he hands you 4 ID cards that are actually noted and stamped for this station. And it's got
Got it.
I I walk past him so that I repeat the action he just did to us. I walk past him and talk to him behind my back. And I say, "Are we supposed to meet someone somewhere?"
He says, I imagine you're all very tired. You should probably find a hotel. And he slips a key into your hand. A different kind, not a door card key, like a key.
Yeah.
Into a kiki into Vince's hand.
I take the kiki.
Yep. And you see it's got like a tag on it, kind of like an old school room key. Has the name of a hotel or like a location on it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this thing.
Thanks.
She does not acknowledge this stranger.
Great. He keeps walking. He totally shoulder checks you, Vince, to make it look convincing, as if he had not stopped walking. Yeah, he definitely shoulder checks you.
Vince reaches as if he's gonna grab like the poncho and just pull it back, but he doesn't. He just stands there.
Why not?
He turns around to Ren and says, I mean, the Marines were okay, but why? He thinks he's some sort of like double agent or something.
Maybe he is. Who knows anymore? I need a drink. I need a bath. I need all these things.
I do have a bit of a question. Maybe you can answer this there, Ren. Why all the cloak and dagger if we just didn't meet here on this very obvious space station? There would be no need for all this deception.
Perhaps there is information yet to be revealed to us, or alternatively, the tried and true method of hide directly underneath the noses of your enemies. Okay, there's a variety of options here.
Okay.
Can we just go? Can we get on with it?
Yeah, you take point. I'm gonna button it up. I'm gonna zip it.
Apparently, this is for us. Is there like pictures on these cards?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's definitely not y'all's names though.
Yeah.
I have to pick a new name.
Oh, we have to pick a new name.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pick like a different civilian name.
Oh God.
You got a bunch of cards.
Pressure.
There.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of cards. I'll take.
Chat, come up with Ren's fake name.
Yeah, we need secret identity names, like stupid civilian names.
Let's go.
I'm thinking I want my first name to be Billiam.
Billiam.
William, but Billiam. Yes.
Billiam.
Bryn
Rackburn.
No, this is too obvious. He would be the worst.
Oh, okay.
Of the worst
My name will be
so
Billiam Brown.
Billiam Brown. Okay.
Yep, Billiam Brown.
Billiam Brown. It says that you are. It says that you're 21. Congratulations.
I hold my card up. I hold my card up to Kitchens and I say, "Upgrade."
I'll take that one right there. That says that one.
And you know what? Just because so much corruption tonight, the photos are really, really close, but they're not you.
Perfect.
They're like
they're like
B-rated versions, of each of you. They're super close, but not quite.
Burn Black Ren. Yeah.
You guys are the worst. That's so useless. All right, name generator it is.
Yeah, you guys have.
I was about to say, because if you don't, basically as y'all walk up, you have to put your baggage on the thing.
Yeah, this still won't get us through. This still won't get our stuff through the stuff. I mean, that guy just saved us from that guy just saved us from the fact that we should be dead. But how are we gonna get our stuff through?
I'm curious to know why this guy looks very similar to me, even though his name is Reynold Denbrook, and I'd like to know if this is a joke here that he is an aerial yoga instructor. Is this from one of the two of you did this?
I didn't do nothing.
Not this time.
Did you read my diary?
Nope.
I didn't know that you had one.
Well then, let's keep it that way.
Well, we know.
Yeah.
Know it. Okay.
So, and my name is Billiam, apparently.
That's fitting.
So don't call me Vince anymore.
I like that name.
What was your name? Reynold
Denbrook.
Okay.
I'm not gonna remember any of these things. I am
I know I won't
awake.
Terrible spy.
I like your idea, Bryn, of using the Octana's card, but
I don't think we need to. Just in case, I'll hold on to it just in case.
but
But
are
now
we-
the whole
but
thing is like
can
not
we-
going to
are
work
we
because
gonna
my
get-
identity here says I'm Kaylee Blaine, which is
Are
a
we-
terrible name.
You sound like the popular cheerleader.
That is a terrible name. You're not wrong.
I mean, who does that? Kaylee Blaine? I don't look like a Kaylee. Do I
what's
look
your
like
name?
a Kaylee to you?
What?
I mean,
What's your name, Kitchens? What does it say for you?
He glances down at his ID. Joseph Closets.
Oh.
See,
You asked me
Kitchens?
Kitchens to close.
Yeah.
Kitchens, I
Yeah.
feel like someone's fucking with us. Like, I feel like the
It was
aerial
that
yoga
guy.
thing.
I bet the same guy who gave us
Closets
the
and
cards
kitchens.
came up with the names just to spite us.
Smoking Joe Closets. That's me.
I don't trust this at all.
How are we gonna get, half of an android and a modified net gun?
Maybe these
Ooh.
IDs have some kind of extra security clearance. Probably not, though.
Do
That's
these
too much to wish
ideas
for.
do these IDs have Vince takes a closer look at Octana's thing and our IDs. Is there
They look
anything
very
on there
different. It's like
Yeah.
my Bank of America debit card versus a Visa Black.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
know. But does anything on either of those types of cards say anything about you get through customs free card?
Oh no, there is no no, there is no
Okay.
pass go collect $200 or get through customs for free.
Not
Okay.
get out of jail free card, nothing.
I'm gonna take the bag of limbs and body and and the black box, and I'm gonna go stand in the line.
Yeah. All right, you walk right up to it. It's moving relatively quickly. It seems that most of the people here aren't carrying as much as you, day bags or small transport and travel, but there's an old woman in front of you. And you notice that the gentleman that's checking the IDs, scanning and running them, is he gives her a little bit of slack. Where you going, ma'am? I see here that you haven't updated your blah blah and blah blah. And she's like, I just want some space noodles.
Please, too much
and,
papers, please.
There's like, yeah, exactly. And then he looks up and sees you with all of these bags, and then he sees the three of them standing behind you, very suspiciously with more bags. And he says, "Ma'am, make sure that you get those registrations up to date before the next time you come through customs." And she's like, space noodles. And she keeps going. That's actually Dime Space. That's just me. And the guy looks up and he does. He like kind of takes his sunglasses off and he gives you the come here finger, Kitchens. Step up to the line, sir.
Watch out,
That's right.
Watch out for
Step
that
up
come
to the
here
line,
finger.
sir.
I step up with my bags.
He says, bags on the conveyor belt.
I do as such.
Identification.
Dr. Joseph Closets.
Do I look different?
Joseph Closet.
You kind of look a little different.
Took a hat off.
ID, you. He scans it. There's like a pregnant pause as the computer like processes as if like it might not happen. And then boot, it pops up and it says like approved. All your vaccines are in place and all of that kind of stuff. And he hands it back. His brow's a little furrowed. He's not quite sure why his gut tells him he doesn't trust it, but he looks over at the guy who's checking bags, and the guy who's checking bags gives a head shake like he said, "Sir, I'm Mr. Closets. I hate to keep you any longer, but we're gonna have to manually search your bag."
Please do. I'm happy to explain everything that might be there.
There's something
Vince
there.
Vince gets in line.
He kind of gives a like what for to start going through things, and they unzip the first bag and it's
Sure.
full of synth body parts. You in the medical field, Mr. Closets?
I am, in fact. I am a contracted field surgeon for the military. Dr. Joseph Closets. I work with myoelectric prosthetics.
Zips the bag back up and slides it to the side. So far, so good on that answer. Unzips it, sees a giant black box in the bag. Now, this guy is security, not military.
Sure.
Okay. He's basically mall cop. And he kind of
It's Paul
says,
Blart.
yeah, exactly. He kind of knocks on it under,
Whoa,
you know,
whoa. That's sensitive software right there. Any tap could damage this, and, well, you wouldn't want Wayland Yutani to find you personally and fine you more than you likely will earn in the next decade or 3.
Well, now, you kind of went out of your way to convince him. I would really, really love a manipulation check.
Sure.
Let's put some of Kitchen's empathy to good use.
You got it.
Oh.
3 successes.
Yeah. He hella believes
Wow.
you, no problem. He's like, he kind of like jerks back. Well, Mr. Dr. Kitchens.
Dr.
Dr. Closet.
Dr. Closet, yes.
Yeah, Dr. Closet. Sorry. We're really not supposed to let highly volatile items through civilian customs. Does the rest of your team also have
They are my protection detail. They may not look it, but they are quite capable of protection.
They ain't carrying weapons on them, are they? He says, like, really quietly to you, because, like...
Any grade of weaponry may be packed away. Not to be seen by traditional eyes, going through civilian customs, as you might say.
I'm gonna have to ask what business you got here on this space station.
I suppose that you might direct me to the nearest Wayland Yutani representative then, as I'm sorry I cannot actually speak to you about this. It's a private matter.
At least
Field
see
surgeon
some
and all.
military identification.
We do have a representative. Ren, do you have Octana's creds? Any sort of credentials?
He looks over to the three of you.
Vince elbows you
Super
despite
wrong
that.
name.
Yeah.
It's all right. He goes. He gives you the same like ridiculous come here finger.
Yes? Damn it.
I was told by Dr. Closets here.
Dr. Closets.
Y'all, I want to make a really bad superhero or villain named Dr. Closets, and all he does is lock you away for eternity.
Don, I would love nothing more than to just see you roleplay through the scene without laughing every time you say Dr. Closets.
I can't
Dr.
help it. That's just
Closets.
funny.
That
Dr.
needs to be a
Closets.
comic book.
Every
man.
time you've been like, yeah, Dr. Closet.
I can't take it seriously. I'm gonna need some.
It's a soap opera.
Dr. Closets here says you have military identification to allow you all through with highly sensitive baggage.
Yep, we sure do. Yep. Here you go. Sorry, I've never been on a space station before. This is so cool.
He kind of looks back at Dr. Closets and kind of takes this black, heavy metal steel and he runs it through the system and he turns the screen so that all of you can't see what he sees. And he waits and there's waits and you can see the light change on his face, letting you know that something came up on the screen and his demeanor shifts almost immediately. He looks at all of you, looks at the screen again. Looks at the guy at baggage, and he gives like a signal that's like, he hits a button and smiles really fakely and says, "My apologies for keeping you waiting. Enjoy your time."
Okay, thanks. Where's the nearest bar?
You'll find many on the 3rd floor, along with a few restaurants.
Okay, cool. Bye. Scurries through.
Collect my bags.
He watches all of you go. Yeah.
I salute him as I go.
He kind of again for you know what? No, he don't know any better. He's not military. He salutes you back, mall cop. He definitely salutes you back with the wrong hand, no doubt.
Love that.
And like and then he feels really good. He feels really good
He
about
should
this.
feel really good. Yeah.
Where in the hell did I come
He
up
puts
with
his
that
sunglasses
ridiculous
back on
idea?
and puts them down on his nose and the poor person behind you gets the finger.
We are just side characters in those two NPCs' story. Like, we don't matter. It's all them.
And
okay with that.
yeah. You're now on the other side, and as you kind of come out, it's exactly as I imagine, like an airport. There are shops everywhere, places to eat, carts, people moving. There's a few like large pieces of machinery that are maybe moving some cargo and freight, but they're not in the main walk path. You know, they have their own kind of track in my head. For those of you that play the video game, this is very much like Sevastopol. That's what you can imagine. Walls are white. It's clean and sterile. It doesn't have that military grade metal grating all over the place. It's clean and nice, and really contrast what you just left. A kid runs past you and bumps into your leg vents. He goes, "Oh, sorry," as he's like running after his sister.
Is there like a public terminal of some sort that I could use? I'm not sure.
Like a computer terminal?
Yeah, somewhere where I could search up stuff.
I imagine there would have to be some kind of like, cyber station. That's what it's called, cyber station.
Cool.
It's over on, you look at like a big mall directory of like all the layers of this, the major layers of this space station, and you can find there's a couple cyber like cafes.
I turn to everyone and say, well, we should let's head, I guess, to our rooms, which are probably bugged, by the way. But I also want to search something up before we go. So can we stop by that cafe on the way?
What do you mean? You're 21. Let's go.
Okay, a bar, sure.
Dragging Vince to the nearest bar.
There are bars everywhere, like different establishments for drinking all over the place.
Mm-hmm. She finds the one that's like the least like prim and proper, like more dive. The closest dive bar that she could like style.
Okay, the diviest place you can find only has bar stool seats. There's nobody at them. It's an open front, storefront like bar. It's about 7 foot long by about 5 foot deep, and it seems that their selection is limited. And the glasses are definitely dirty. And there's a man behind the bar who sits there. As if, he might die tomorrow.
Can you bring the bottle of whiskey right here? And 3 glasses.
He slides 3 dirty glasses down.
Perfect.
Slides a bottle of open whiskey.
The whiskey will like... What? I hand it to him.
Yeah, you hand him some, like, whatever. I don't know what the currency is. I'm guessing it's still like chits or creds or something.
Oh, I thought he was asking for my ID.
Oh no, he don't want your damn ID.
Okay.
You hand him your ID, and he goes,
I do.
and hands it back to you like, payment, kid.
I got it. Don't worry.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, nice. Now he slides the bottle down, and he goes back to his stool and like picking his teeth and ignoring you.
She Ren pours everybody except for Kitchens, because actually no. Well, yeah, no, I already asked them for 3, so.
I go to the barman.
Can Kitchens actually eat and drink stuff?
Yeah,
I
asked the guy at the bar for a 4th cup.
I think he can. I think the body can still function as such.
Yeah, it can still process, I imagine.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then over the last 7 years, I'm sure Ren would have. So, can we annex and go back to just asking for 4?
Yeah, absolutely. He slides 4 dirty glasses down.
Yes,
one of them.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I just pictured, my brain went off on a tangent when Bub said, "Yeah, no, I think they can process." Can you just imagine like a brand new synth eating because he was told to, and then taking a shit and to be like, this is an awful experience. Is this what humans do every time?
In my brain, it's like do y'all remember those baby dolls when we were kids growing up where you'd feed them a bottle and it was like water? Yeah, and they would just milky
Oh,
water.
my
It's
God,
the same
that's
water. Just go
terrible.
from the top to the bottom without any processing whatsoever. Yeah, that's what I imagine. The Synths do. Like they probably like have hoses and stuff that they just like. They're
Comes
they're
out
like
exactly
yeah,
the same.
they're like an RV. You know what I'm fucking talking
Yeah,
about? Like, did you
yeah.
not
Yeah.
give me that sass?
It's like if you just took a sandwich and just ground it up, and that's what comes out.
No, it's like an RV. There are like probably different tanks that just have to be changed out and like.
It's like an RV. Okay. Just like, oh, let me take out my waste tube.
Yeah,
And
here's
we have a
you know,
kitchen,
gray
we have a
water,
closet.
fucking
The RV is really a far
he's our
stretch.
refrigerator. We use him to store the food.
Oh my
into-
god.
Oh,
All right, so she pours 4
He's
drinks.
not fucking Bender over here. Hey, baby, you want to kill all humans?
Bender.
Next character.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
Oh.
fourth cup. I say to Rin, so the whiskey will sterilize the cup, right? Is that how that works?
And
Good.
everything else in your body, yeah.
What about my gut bacteria?
Oh, never
It's
mind.
sterilized.
That's a lie, kid. Don't listen to him.
Sterilized.
No, ain't no such thing.
Yeah, that's probably right. Okay. Let me see this key. Let me have a look.
Now,
What?
Now, Vince,
Let me
the
see
trick.
the key.
The trick you
Oh,
want
I thought you said kitty.
You
I was
wanna-
like, is
you
there a
wanna-
cat?
You want to
Wow.
pour
No,
about
is there?
two fingers, Vince. That's like two. You hold 2 fingers in the glass. Pour it
What
up
are
the
you
top of it.
doing? What
And
are
then
you
what
teaching
What are
him?
you
what do
talking
is I
about?
want you to shoot it all the way back in one go, Vince.
Oh, teach
I
him how to
drank
drink.
when we were back
Yeah.
back at the colony.
Yeah, I poured
I
him
drank
his first
before.
drink.
I mean, I'm
First
not the
drink forward.
I try to knock it back. I want to make a check to see if I do it.
Okay.
But-
You can make a check. How about this? We'll make a
Stamina.
stamina check.
Yeah.
If you fail, you're gonna take stress.
Fucking hell.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on. Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Two success
you
with
succeed.
a tiny pool. Heck yeah.
It is potent.
Mhm.
This is not like the fresh stuff you were brewing on the colony.
Yeah.
This is like dusty junker. kind.
Yep.
It's good.
But you keep it down. And
Good
you
job.
know what? The bartender's impressed. He gives you an eyebrow.
See that?
I take that eyebrow and will later redeem it as currency. All right. I
Okay.
say the key to our room.
Yes, I would like to take a look at it.
I mean, I don't think it's bug. I think our room is, but
It's not. Can
I
just-
hand-
can just-
I hand the key. I hand the key over.
ridiculous thing. It's antiquated nonsense. What is this?
Yeah, it
what-
looks
what
like
do
a
I-
hotel key.
Yeah, I mean, what is the name? Like, is there a name of the hotel?
Oh,
or is
yeah,
it
yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
yellow.
What's the name of the hotel?
Yeah, what's the
Doc?
name of the hotel? Doc?
GM.
Jesus, oh my God! It's like a yellow key fob. On the back, it's got in the plastic. It's got like the Weyland-Yutani space station stamp of approval. So this is like an official hotel of the space station. And I don't know. It's called it's called Rest Easy. It's a chain by
Okay.
Weyland-Yutani.
And it's easy.
And I'm guessing Ren's probably stayed at many of
Yes,
these over the time
easy.
she worked with
Rest Easy.
them. Yeah. Oh, this place is just absolutely ridiculously boring and terrible.
And
Yeah,
would we know if it's like more like a Motel 6 variety, or is this like somewhat mid to high end? Right.
This seems like a Best Western level.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hotel
It's like the
chain.
cheap option for
Yeah,
like,
their
the
tagline's
personnel.
probably something like, "When you're tired, who needs the extra letters? Just be easy."
I love that. Oh my god.
I hate how that came so fast to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate
can
that the
sell anybody anything.
tagline,
Oh,
the
I love-
tagline
yep, look
came
at what
faster than the
Lightning wrote.
name
That's
of the
great.
fucking hotel.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh.
You have a single. It seems to be a single room, but it's got like the room number and everything, like on the little like key door fob.
Okay. Here's the thing. I imagine that we have something to pick up from here, and this is not where we're going to be resting. So somebody need to find another place to stay that is bug free, whatever, free, and one of us will go
Okay.
pick up the package that I imagine is probably here. I'm just guessing at this point, but you know what? That's okay.
Okay. Oh, how much money do we all have? I actually don't know how much money I have.
We probably have a considerable amount. Well, for me at least, I think that they haven't
Yeah.
spent much because they were on the run. So like that,
I have no. I don't think I have any money. Period.
we never
Like,
really
I don't have it.
rolled for
writ-
money.
I mean, the colony
Yeah.
doesn't need it. That's not how y'all trade, really.
Yeah.
Remember, the
That's
Junker
true.
was like bringing you what you needed, and y'all were
Yeah.
trying to kind of start from scratch.
So maybe
still
Rin and
sold
And
Kitchens,
Ace
if
told
anyone.
us about the
You
money
did.
that was coming in from Shakespeare's stuff, right?
Shakespeare, yeah, y'all
Yeah.
had some of that, and Kitchens is right. Y'all sold the drugs,
Yeah,
so
Okay.
you would have some creds in a cred stick somewhere.
yeah.
Could we say how much? I mean,
Enough to
Is
cover
there-
a night at a.
Oh
at a-
yeah, if y'all wanted a secondary hotel, if you don't like the one you're getting, yeah, totally.
Well, it's
Okay.
more of suspicion.
I mean, it's not gonna be the Ritz, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And plus, we don't
Okay.
want to sleep next to Barton snoring. Just saying.
I don't mind. It's fine.
All right, I'm gonna finish this. Two more glasses here, and then we got to figure out where to put all this stuff and figure out what's going on. Honestly.
Maybe we should. Yeah. Now you're making me feel suspicious about the place. Because what if someone's waiting there for us?
Well,
So maybe we
I
go
can
to.
go in, and you guys can be my backup.
Yeah.
I use like
Well,
a
I
secret
just meant
word,
maybe-
code word.
Someone waiting there that would take our things from us, even if we didn't plan on staying there.
Right,
So
that's
what
what
if
I'm
we
saying.
go-
So yeah, we put the stuff away. You can
And then
tell
we all
that
go.
Rin has kind of like she hit it as hard as she could with this bottle. And she's at this point where, like she's very overly
Yes.
expressive.
okay.
Oh, so let's find another place to stay first, and then
Okay,
put
okay,
our stuff
that's a good
away,
plan.
and then hope it doesn't get taken by a maid or something.
Why don't we leave somebody at the room to monitor our belongings, and or you set up your little doohickey camera thing.
Ah.
They will monitor it from a distance.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why don't we just stay in the room?
Oh, I don't
'Cause-
know, because some suspicious stranger that was being non-discreet gave us a key to a room that's in a Wayland
thinks
Utani station.
There's
that
something
could
waiting
be,
for us there.
Yeah, I don't trust it.
Anybody not talking, so really just Dr. Closets, can make an observation check. You need a 1. You need at least a single success. Okay. You note while they're talking, a group of kids, hooligans, space hooligans, have been eyeballing you from the corner, and one of the kids makes a pass for one of the bags at your feet. He gets hands on it as he kind of like walks past while you're distracted, like sitting at this bar or whatever, and he scoops up the bag with the black box in it, or attempts to anyways. Kitchens, you're the only person that manages to note it while they're chatting.
How old is this kid? What is an age here?
He might be 14.
Might be 14.
He very clearly doesn't know what's in this bag. They
Sure.
probably just steal people's bags all the time.
Sure, and I'm guessing that it's at least heavy enough because it's got most of a cybernetic body in it.
Yeah. You can see he kind of like struggles at first, and maybe that's why you catch him, is because he thought it was going to be a lot lighter than it was. It wasn't as an easy grab and go.
Okay. I wheel around and I ask him, "Would you like to make some money?"
He goes, you see him like pull his hand out the bag. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
It's fine. I'm not upset even the slightest. Would you like to make some money?
Like, for real?
Yes, completely real.
He looks over his shoulder at the rest of his hooligans. He goes, what you want?
We just need
I'll
some
flip
eyes.
for you.
We need some eyes. There's some things that we need some help with. We're not locals to this area. Clearly, you've been in the station for a while. You feel confident. You can walk into a bar and try to lift someone's bag. It's fine. I'm not mad at you. But you know where the rest easy is.
Yeah, and he kind of points down to the left. He goes, "It's just up there around the corner, man." What you got in that bag?
I pull back my glove and I show him some of the prosthesis.
Woo, okay. He definitely, there's like, he kind of steps back. He goes, "Well, man, I don't want any trouble."
No,
Take the
it's fine.
stress, young man.
I'm field doctor, prosthetics. You ever known anybody
Alright.
that's been in the military that's lost limbs or taken on
No,
IEDs? Nothing
I
of the
stay
sort?
away from. Nah, I stay away from the guys in green.
It's fine. I get hired out to do things like that. I help people who are in trouble.
Like put on new body parts.
Oh, yes. Yes, it's quite a bit more common than you think if they have the credits to afford it.
So you got body parts in the bag?
Let's just say the replacement parts.
So what am I supposed to do?
Well, like I said, we're not from around here, and we're supposed to be holing up at the Rest Easy, but we've got a bad feeling about it. I feel like we're being followed.
Well, you all stick out like a sore thumb.
Of course we do. Right? We know this. We stick out.
Yep. Sorry, what? What is happening over there now? What?
Hi.
We have...
Who is this person?
Zach.
I
Listen. We have a key to the Rest Easy. We just need to know if there's anyone that sticks out like a sore thumb there.
Or doesn't stick out enough.
You're locals. You know a lot of the people here, the people that kind of come and go. Maybe someone that sticks out, perhaps a little military. I don't mind parting with some of my credits.
He kind of looks over the shoulder at his crew, and you see him give like a hand signal that's definitely a communication between them. They scatter. And he goes, "All right, I'll scout the hotel. What room?"
I look back to the others, not having seen the key at all.
What about,
I got double
what about
vision, you read it.
all of them?
That's a lot of rooms.
Is
What do
it-
you mean?
I can't scout all the rooms. He's like, I got a plan, but you gotta tell me which room.
Here, this one. And she gives him the key.
He looks at the key. He goes, "All right, that's all I need." And he kind of tosses it back.
If there's anything inside, or if you decide to go in there or in that area and notice anything like hanging out, waiting around, you feel free to swap that, bring it back too. Give you a
He
bonus.
goes, "All right." He says, "All right. Well, y'all are paying for the room service." And he kind of turns and walks off in the direction he pointed, as if he was going to scope it out.
Did he take our key?
No, he did not take the key.
Vince, hey,
What? Yeah, what? Huh?
you should follow him at a distance.
What? What? Why? We just sent...
How do you think you trust him? Oh, never mind.
Why did we just send him then?
How different
No,
are we
we're-
dressed than everybody else, the locals?
A lot of the locals here wear similar style, like jumpsuits and things like that kind of match the Weyland-Yutani aesthetic of this place. You can tell that this kid is very much lower class, which means he's wearing very old ones, but y'all kind of stand out. You're not military green. You're not really in like this kind of civilian white with these like nice pressed clothes and stuff like that. You all look like you've been living on a colony and then got caught in space for a week.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey, bartender. You got
What?
any last and found shirts and such in there somewhere?
That's the same thing.
Well, hold on. He does not go to the back. There is no back.
Oh, yeah,
There's not
no.
a back door. You see him lift a hatch, like in the floor. And he doesn't really drop down. You can see him like bend over and he kind of rustles around for some stuff. Oh, fucking not here. And he brings a box out. And in the box is nothing of matching sort. But it is a lost and found. There's like things you'd find at a bar, hats and watches, scarves, or like some kind of like shawl type thing. Maybe there's a poncho. There's like one shoe of two shoes. A pair of used socks.
Is there enough to like combo between us to kind of blend in a little bit more?
Yeah, there are things that all of you definitely can like
do.
Mike
I-
is dying.
I'm
I
sorry.
take the
Ren
poncho. I
is
take the poncho.
Scouring through the box and putting on clothes and just, all right. Do I look like a local yet?
I'm sorry. I was there with you, Dot. Like hats, watches, glasses, got a shoe. I can understand. I've seen drunk girls at bars. A pair of used socks is what got me. It's like, how shitty were you at this bar, at this tiny bar, that you took not
Mike,
only
you
your
ain't never
shoes off.
partied with me, yo.
I've never been anywhere in public where someone took their
Look,
shoes and
Hello,
socks
Die
off.
Hard?
It's just that guy. That's
Die
right. It's like,
Hard.
it's fucking hot.
It's like my feet are
It's
fucking
so
hot.
man.
Gotta take my or you know, socks on a door handle signify certain
Or-
things. There are
There's
two
no
Yeah.
door here, Dot. There's no door in this bar.
Someone was doing
You didn't
sock
say
puppets.
you had to get it from this or sock puppets. Nobody said
Yeah,
you
what
had to
if he
get it from
found it
this bar.
elsewhere?
Yeah, he might have
Elsewhere?
taken it off somebody else's door.
What if somebody passed out and he took it?
He is
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
or found.
Yeah,
What if
exactly.
you know, like a homeless guy came in and was starting to be a little belligerent, and they had to drag him out, and his socks came off as they dragged him out. You know.
There's like I imagine there's like a tank top, you know, like a white tank.
Just says building better worlds on it.
Yeah, it says building better worlds, and on the back it's got the Wayland Yutani like a symbol.
Oh God.
Here, this one will look good on you, Beans.
There's a pair of sunglasses, but they
Ugh,
have
I
that
don't want
really
that.
horrible sports strap. You know, the one that Chads wear when they go like fishing or like,
Yeah.
it's like the
I-
sports.
There's a sick
Yeah.
pair of pit vipers in there.
I just take I take the poncho and
Okay.
I wear it like I'm the cool undercover military guy who gave us the card.
Y'all can see on the back somebody threw up all over it.
That's so
Oh.
gross. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. Blended.
Oh God.
Okay,
Sure.
we're good to go.
Barden just shakes his head and then just and zips his jumpsuit up over his beer
Took me a
gut.
second to figure out what you were doing there.
Yeah, me too.
He sucks it in
Yeah,
and zips
so-
up
Yeah,
his.
yeah.
Y'all do certain things like, you know, if you're working in certain areas of the space station, they have you wear these like armbands that signify like medic security. Y'all almost six. No, I'm not. Okay. Yeah. So there's like a I'm sorry, there's like there's one of those, but it signifies you as like like construction. The tank top, you all do the best you can to like be a little less obvious. And it works to some degree. I'm going to oh man. This poor kid. All right. I'm gonna roll for him in terms of success. Do you want to follow him, Vince?
If Vince doesn't, Ren will. So it's kind of
Because he is still a kid, so he gets certain benefits to doing this kind of work. But,
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Okay.
Yeah, I follow him.
I'm gonna have you roll a. I will take either a survival or a mobility check. I think either one will work for him.
I will
He didn't
do
roll any successes.
Ability 3
Okay.
successes.
You dodge, y'all. Okay, Vince. You follow him down to the hotel. It's probably just as you imagined. It's a few stories, but it's like crammed in. It's like built into the wall of the space station. It's a few stories high, and as you enter, you know, you're greeted, and you see him cut a hard right. Nobody notices him, and when he comes back out, he's dressed like one of the bellboys or like one of the delivery kids, and he has a cart with food on it, as if he's gonna deliver room service. And he cuts up. You manage to follow him. Maybe you take the stairs instead of the elevator like him, and you're always just a few steps behind him with great success. He gets to the door and he knocks. There's a long pause, and you hear him go, room service. There's like a pause and a pause, and eventually the door opens. And when it does, Vince, roll an observation.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see if you see. Okay.
2.
It's actually in the mirror, because at the angle you're at, you can't see who's standing in the door. It's actually the mirror on the wall. It like secondarily reflects. There's a very beautiful woman. She is rather scantily clad. You've never seen a sex worker probably before in your whole life. But it seems that that is maybe what she is. His face tells you that he's also probably never seen a sex worker before, at least not this close. And he's like,
It's not this close.
and he says, oh, room service, and she mutters something. You got a 2. You can definitely hear her say, I didn't order room service. Get out of here, kid. And then she goes to close the door, and she goes, wait a second. Do you want to come in?
Is this the because I saw the key. I took the key.
This is your
this
room.
Our room?
Yes. Do you want to get closer? You rolled enough success as you can without being seen, I'm pretty sure. I do probably need to roll observation for her, but she's a bit distracted at the moment.
Can I see anything other than her in the room that indicates, like, does it seem like she's staying in there? Like, do I see the bed shaken up or clothes laying around or anything that
you know what?
she
You've
may
got
have brought in?
this great angle of this mirror that's like on the wall that's like secondarily reflecting, and you're seeing like her side in this like scantily clad piece or whatever. You can see she's got a trench hanging on the hook. And tucked in the back of what little she wears is a weapon, a gun.
Can I tell if it's military issue?
This far, no.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have her hand on it. He very willingly goes inside.
Yeah. The gun
I
was
was
tucked...
talking with your friends. They just wanted to come in, and she kind of grabs him by the scruff and pulls him in.
And the gun was tucked in her coat, which is hung up, or it's tucked.
It was tucked
on her person.
On her person.
Okay. Okay. I would like to go sidle up to the. Oh, okay. A few things.
Yes.
Do we have a way of communicating with each other?
We
never. I mean, I physically don't have something in my. But
the comms are usually attached to your suit.
That's true. Yeah.
Not at the moment. You don't.
All right. Okay. Then I will sidle up near the door.
Okay.
And try to listen. And if the moment that I hear the door open, then I will either, if the angle and the situation in the hallway is right, I'll either just try not to be seen as I sneak away, or seem like I'm someone that was walking by.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna listen.
The cart with the cloche and everything for the food. It's still sitting there outside the door, and you kind of put your ear to it. I'm going to give you one more observation. You're much closer now. You probably will hear more. But in terms of the check to stay stealthy, you've succeeded very well with the 3.
All right.
So I'm not going to have you there's nobody in this hallway. It seems seedy and dusty. Okay, perfect. Roll a panic.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
2.
A 2. Wait, okay, so we've been doing panic. I just want to make sure we're doing panic right. Oh, you did roll a 1 and a 2. So nothing really happens, but your heart begins to race. You hear your you put your ear to the door, and you hear the weapon cock, and you hear her say, "Where the fuck are they?" And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. They just sent me up here to check on things. And she says, I'm going to ask you one more time. I was supposed to meet 4 agents here. Where are they?
Okay. Supposed to meet 4 agents here.
She says, I'm going to give you until the count of 5. And nobody will miss you, kid.
I knock on the door.
Your hand shakes just a little bit as you rap, tap, tap, and there's a pause.
I push the cart.
I was about to say
I push the cart out of the way.
Okay.
So it's not blocking the door.
Okay. You hear him go muffled, as if she put her hand to his face. You see the hole in the door, right? The shadow where she's very clearly looking out of it. Do you make yourself known?
Okay. No. I was hoping that she would open the door and it would give him opportunity to leave the room. But yeah, I don't want her to see that I knocked. So I
So you like
will-
duck? How do you
yeah,
hide?
I will go back to where I was hiding before, like where if she were to open the door, she wouldn't see me at all.
Okay.
So I knock and I basically knock it and ditch and leave.
Okay, great. There's like a moment. She doesn't see you because you ditch.
But
you
I,
hear the
door close enough
click
still that I
yeah.
can see,
You hear the door click open. The do not disturb thing gets hung on it. Yeah, and the door clicks closed. You can hear it as you try to leave down the fire escape.
Okay. Do I I'll also sort of leave this up to you because I don't want this kid to die. So I have a service pistol that I think I would keep on me. Now, I'm not sure if I would have had to put it in my bag for customs or if they would have let me go through with it being hidden on my person. Because I would generally keep my pistol on me, but if I had to put it away in my bag,
well, they
I'm not
didn't
sure if I
pat
would've-
you down like they did
Okay.
Dr. Closet, so.
Oh, man.
Actually, you
Okay.
know what? When she cracks the door open to slide that on, I'm going to give her an observation because
All right.
I'm mean. She fails. I'm rolling like shit. She doesn't see you. You just see her
Oh,
hand
man.
kind of loop around.
How quick of a run is it from the Rest Easy to the cafe or the bar?
If you're like trucking it, you'll be there in under a minute. It's like just down and around the corner. Like you're not going very far. You just have to cut through the people. It's like running a couple terminals in an airport. You know what I mean?
Okay. Vince will go and find a. Yeah. Okay. Vince will look for two things. If the first thing is he's going to look for any of the other kids that this kid was with.
Oh,
It-
okay.
as
That
I'm-
is
I'm
going to take
starting-
another observation. That's very difficult because
Yeah.
they're very good at hiding.
Okay. It's loading nothing.
Nope,
I
you don't see them.
Okay. Next thing I'll look for.
Do you wanna
I'm
push?
starting. No.
Okay.
I'm starting to book it back to the
Okay.
bar. Next thing I'm looking for is someone that works for the hotel on my route back out.
Oh, okay. There's a couple people in the lobby, a couple other bellboys and a lady at the front.
I stop and I say, "Hey, we need room service at room 243."
I'll check
Thanks,
the order.
and I leave.
She,
I run out.
okay.
That's all I do, and then I just run to the bar as
Great.
quickly as I can.
The three of you are only there 10 minutes before Vince comes running back through the crowd. You can see him like
And
bumping into people and like pushing past, trying to get to you
Before
quickly.
I get to where they can see me, even if I'm like 100 feet away. So I just wait as I'm running. The moment I see that one of them makes eye contact, I'm going to basically wave my hands and go like this.
Observation on our part, probably.
Yeah. I mean, you can see him.
Yeah. I'm just waiting.
You can see him.
If it's 200 feet away, 300 or
If he's
100,
motioning
whenever it is.
to come,
I think
Ren
Billiam
will be
has
like,
something to
"I'll
say."
take care of it." Ugh.
Do you? Okay, so are you all going, or is it just Ren?
I don't know. She's
I
just getting up.
I go like I make a gesture as if I want all of you guys to come.
I feel like I need to interpret that.
Why don't you just roll a command check? Because that's what this
Me?
is. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll see how successful your command check is. Okay, you
Hey!
succeeded. You all get the feeling, very clearly that he's giving you the motion of like, we need to go.
I think Billiam has something to say.
Oh, grab the bags. I think this is okay. Grab the bags.
Dr.
Thanks,
Closets,
Barkeep.
would you like me to carry that for you?
I don't care what you do. And she Ren
Your
kind
name's
of
not Dr.
flips her newfound jacket back a little bit and kind of puts her arm on her pistol, on her sidearm. And she like looks at Vince in like a "do I need this" kind of way.
Yes.
There's a
And
very
she
clear
and
yes.
she picks up the pace and
Yeah.
is like, "All right,
I-
what the hell?"
I slow down. I start running back, but slow down just enough so that Rin will eventually catch up to me. before, like as we're getting to near the front door of the hotel. And then if the other two are also keeping pace, then.
Yeah. You run bags in hand, all of you, like in through the hotel. Do you slow down your run when you reach the hotel?
Yes. And as
Okay.
we're walking, I start speed explaining, and I'm like, there's someone in the room who is masquerading as someone else and is threatening the life of the kid, and I'm not sure if they're military or not.
Do these rooms have windows, by the way?
Whatever the front-facing ones probably do, but there's going to be some of the interior windows that don't.
Would the room, based on where Vince said it was, have a window?
No, because that's fun.
Would one of the rooms next to the rooms that it's at have a window?
Sure. You gotta like at least 2 stories before you like hit a window. You know what I mean? But there's a way up if you wanted to try to climb it. Think of this like this is like a vault basically, right? So everything's like metal and steel and sleek on the front. There's no fire escapes or any of that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get? What's the fastest way to get to the room then?
There's a flight of stairs. Like Vince would know that because that's how Vince got in. So you could take the you would not want to wait on the elevator basically, or people are going to see you and your bags, and all of you maybe hang a hard right as you come in, trying to play it cool. And you take the stairs up to the 3rd floor, which is where your room is. When you get down there, you can still see the room service cart outside of the room, and there's a do not disturb thing hanging on this sleek chrome metal handle. Excuse me. There's my medicine kicking in.
Rin grabs the do not disturb sign off of the handle and slips it through underneath the door with as much force as she can to make it obvious to the person inside that
that there's somebody there.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you use the key?
No.
Great. Okay.
Rin's just got her pistol kind of like at the ready at her, her
There's
arm.
a moment, maybe you see a shadow along under the door a little bit, and the do not disturb gets passed back under, and you can see a pin has been taken and scratched out the knot. So now it reads do disturb.
Uses the key.
Rin, before you enter, would you like the net gun?
Do you want to have it at the ready?
You're a
You're
better
going to
shot
pull
than
the
I
net
am.
gun out? Oh my god.
You're a better shot than I am. I would love to net someone to a wall that isn't myself or young William here. However,
I
you're
feel
a
like
better
I would
shot.
look a little bit ridiculous holding on to a net gun while trying to have a conversation with potential
I'll do it.
murderer.
I think
Wait, wait, Rin, what is your plan here? You want to
I'm
go
just going in.
netter.
like we don't know what's happening in the room?
Just
Exactly.
busting guns blazing.
Okay, sure.
Netter to the
Sure,
wall.
let's go in
So
like we don't know
the
what's going
4
on.
of you have a moment outside this door
No.
before you open it.
Yeah. Well, it's like she put in the key and then Barden was like, hang on. And I'm like, ah.
Okay. The door swings open.
Mhm.
You do not see the kid. The jacket that was hanging on the hook vents is gone, and a woman sits on the bed in this black trench coat. It's tightly bound around her waist, and there's no gun in her hand. You can see she is smoking a cigarette. She sits cross-legged on this very tiny room, and she smiles at all of you.
All right. Hell, this is not exactly what we're expecting by the word rest that we were told. So, hi there.
She says, "I've been waiting for over an hour."
Well, I needed a drink after our journey here. I was very tired, but I needed a drink first. You know, parched and all that.
I make my way in, and assuming we all make our way in, I stand in the room and very quietly try to tell
Look
if the kid's probably in the closet. I'm not sure if she
Yeah,
left
maybe you
any
look.
indicator.
Yeah, if you look around,
But-
she goes, "Don't." She goes, "Let me guess, the kid." She goes, "He's fine. I gave him some tranquilizers and put him in the tub."
All right. Well, he just
I
had to make
start
sure
walking
it wasn't
over to
some
the
kind
back.
of an
I walk to the
ambush, you know what I'm
bathroom.
saying?
Yeah, you see him there. He's like, He's like drooling a little bit, maybe snoring. He's like passed out. You can see she probably hit him once. Like there's a little like redness at his jaw. Like she probably clocked him one, and then gave him. You can see like an empty syringe maybe in the waste canister. She pumped him full of whatever tranquilizer, but he's breathing and snoring and sleeping.
Okay. I'm guessing we didn't take the bags in, or did we? What is this?
Figured we would. I'm definitely not going to leave it out in the hallway.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
When you come in, she like finally stands when you're satisfied with the kid, and she says, "I apologize for any questionable activities. I was given a job, which was to wait on you to arrive."
Well, that's fine. You understand we have to be very cautious in these circumstances. Who are you, and what is this purpose of you being here?
She says, "I'm Special Agent Lucas." She kind of nods her head. "Tonight, I'm going by a different name." And she kind of maybe flashes just a little bit of like what's underneath it. She said, "I needed a good reason to be in the hotel."
Okay. Vince, look away.
Yeah, she says,
"Oh
man,
I'm
I,
sorry.
I say I already got a pretty good view.
You went not to judge your agentness, but you couldn't be on like a vacation or like you went. Oh,
Why would she be in the room?
I don't know.
If
You
not
don't check into a hotel when you go on vacation.
Okay, we're not having. Why?
I'm just saying that seems like an extreme.
Let me guess, you're Barden.
You nailed it.
She smiles a little bit and nods, and she says, "The registry for this hotel room says that 4 military men would be checking in later."
What the hell am I? Do I look like a man? What is happening? I didn't even I've been growing my hair out.
She says, "You're all supposed to be on leave. At least that is the cover." She says, "This is a temporary stay, and the only excuse for a single woman in a room with 4 military men."
Uh-huh.
Gross.
So what's the deal?
Okay.
Straight to the point, I see. Well, it seems you all survived. United Americas has sent me. I don't have my notes, so I can't remember what's his face's name, but
Percival.
thank you, Percival. Commander Percival cannot be here. He must meet his other agents.
Right.
But he made it very clear that the 4 of you needed a quick way out.
That is true.
He did ask me to ask all of you if you found anything.
Well, we left a report with his other agents.
She kind of nods, and that's a manipulation, because that's kind of a lie.
Well, technically,
That's
Enzo
kind of a
said that he
lie.
would
Kind of a
cover-
lie.
Fuck me. I'm gonna push that.
Okay.
I don't have anything in manipulation. It's all in command.
Okay, so well, yeah, so
Command her to believe.
take
Oh, right.
take
Take a
another stress for the push, and then go ahead and try again.
Come on, dice. Don't be a bitch. That's okay. I'll take it.
That's
Okay, roll a panic.
Don't be a bitch, facehugger. Yeah.
Okay, a 6. I believe on that still means you managed to keep it under control. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna double check because you've
It
got
does. 7's the
it
first
does
one.
7. Okay.
Okay.
So you keep it kind of under wraps, and but there's a slight shake in your hand, and her brow kind of furrows, and she says, "Well, my understanding was that all of you did not report when you were supposed to."
Report. What?
What do you mean?
Back
What do you mean back? What is she on about?
to the commander. It doesn't matter.
I'm
My
sorry.
job is
We left on a mission, and then we were told when the mission was over. That's when we were informed to come here. Where we were
Yeah.
reporting back to.
She smiles. She said, "I imagined that you were probably supposed to report back directly to the commander, but
How would we do that in space?
look, Barden, you're asking questions I can't answer. It's not my job to tell you what you should have done. It is my job to tell you where you're going."
Adam Game,
Oh,
just to pull back, didn't we see the commander in like civilian gear and like a baseball cap? I feel like he was there to greet his daughter.
Good question.
Oh, that's right, because he said to us,
Guess who passed you your identification? None of you saw his face, but yes, it was the commander. He's already made himself known, and guess what ride he hopped back?
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Fucking hate that guy.
You're muted,
Okay.
Mike.
No, I was just speaking quietly because I fucking hate that guy.
But she says the commander's indisposed at the moment. He is desperately seeking whatever information you have. If you don't have any, then I guess you're all free to go.
Great.
Okay, you said we were
Ooh.
gonna go somewhere. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Oh, she says I'm not taking all of you anywhere. She passes over some papers. She said this is your travel manifest. There's a small ship waiting for you. It won't take you very far, but it'll get you off this hunk of junk.
To where?
Yeah,
Wherever you want
looks
to
at
go.
The manifest.
It is a rented vessel. It's like a rent-a-car.
Okay.
He rented you a minivan.
Okay.
Like
She
to
said,
repaint
"Could you give
our-
us
our
like a
vessel."
minute just to hold on?" And Bryn kind of does like this huddle, like back to her thing. And we should probably talk a little bit about something, right? What do you think?
I suppose
she like
we can.
is like she's too close. She's gonna go bring him to the bathroom. All of them.
The kid's like.
Maybe we wait till the spy's gone.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is maybe okay. We gotta go anywhere. She said, "Free to go." I feel like there is like a caveat with that because that's last time was free to go. There was a whole thing that happened with that, and we're being people want it. So
I'm following your lead on this. I like that. It's fine.
so I feel like we. I mean, I guess at this point it's really whether or not we want to continue working with the United Americans.
I think if we're going to, they'll find us or we'll find them.
I want to remind everybody because it feels like in my head that we might have forgotten that we didn't want to work with them to begin with, and that they essentially took us captive and told us we could have killed you, but instead here's a job. So no, I don't want to keep working for the people who didn't kill me as
Not
a courtesy.
working with. Now, to
Are
be
we
honest,
working with them?
Well, yeah. I mean, we got to negotiate and dictate most of the terms, and they gave us resources. So
Did they?
I mean,
Did we negotiate it? Because it seems like we really overplayed our hand.
we gave him
And,
the longest laundry list of items to give us before we took off on this mission. Seems like a equal partnership, and they have kept our cover.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to give them credit for that.
And
We
now
would
he
be long
knows
dead
where
by
the
now.
covenant is and how to get back to it and potentially what is on it.
All
Because
the
his
more
daughter.
reason for us to stay and monitor the situation so they don't go and get what's on the ship.
He said we should have nuked it from the beginning. Do whatever, I guess. I'm along for the ride.
Miss Dr. Claus, what is your take on all this?
I feel like the names
I
are
cannot
probably
call
bunk.
you that, Kitchens, I swear.
I think she
Can we
knows
just-
who we are. She knew my name.
My take, we're going to be followed regardless. Unless, of course, we play the most elaborate game of cat and mouse feasible. And we continue to hop vessel to vessel to vessel,
Yeah.
sending an array of markings which might say that we were using said vessel, but we just kind of move under the cover of space darkness. I don't know how we will be able to pull that off, but I believe that we have the intuition and capability of doing so. We have enough money at this point and enough drugs and the ability to continue making drugs that we can just hire someone. They're expecting us to take this vessel. We could pay someone to take us with a different vessel.
Saying to sever the relationship with the United Americas. Is that what you're saying?
As Vince has already said, and Barden has said, if they want to find us, they can find us. We're an asset. They don't want to kill us. We have leverage, at least over their direct competitor, right? I think we need to find a way to get to Desta sooner before later. He is, after all, a significantly better pilot than myself.
Well, I certainly agree that we have to find him. I would not actually agree on the piloting bit. You've gotten quite adept at it after all these years.
Well, I did watch him for many years, and I also had Mother to teach me a few things along the way.
I'd say you're a skilled pilot is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Vince turns around and looks at the woman. Does it seem like she was listening to every word we were saying?
No, she's gone. And she took both the chocolates off the pillow.
What an ass. Can't trust her.
Did she leave
A card.
Okay.
It has oh, how bad do I want to be? I could be really cheeky right now.
And we had 3 corruption bars, Dot.
We did. This is not corruption. This is just Dot being a 12-year-old boy at heart. There's a card. It's almost like holographic in nature, like iridescent, sitting on the bed. It's got her name on it, and if you kind of tilt it in the light, you can see it says escort agency, right? But her name is her fake name is oh man, Anas, Anas Peck.
That is cheeky. That is a. Yep.
And does it say who she works for on the card?
Yeah, it just says like Wayland Utani Escort Agency or something like that.
Okay,
it's like a fake escort agency base.
Yes,
it's like a fake escort agency card, but there's there's
my
a
meaning
contact
of escort.
number.
I thought you meant. Never mind. Yeah, I understand.
Oh, poor Vince.
Yeah. I was like, where are you escorting us?
But that's actually cheeky too, because that's kind of what she
I thought it was like a weird way of saying, like, she's like a scout or a detective or something.
Well, that is it. So maybe Vince kind of puts it together.
She is an escort.
She is an escort, but not
but
that
she's
kind
an
of.
escort.
But she's posing as an escort.
Yeah.
Anas Peck, in fact.
Yeah, you watch. Vince picks up the card and he goes through all the facial expressions that I went through last episode. Now he's like. I'm like the kombucha girl drinking kombucha for the first time.
Yes.
Anyway.
Love that.
I say, and then this kid in the bathtub is probably traumatized for the rest of his life. I mean,
sure
he hasn't seen an alien, but yeah,
why don't we just
he
leave him
went
in
from
extra
being
money,
okay. Yeah, how about that? I'm not the one that carries money though, so
I'm gonna wake him. I want to crack an ammonia and ammonia salt.
And he's like, and he like sits up and he's staring at all 4 of you. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
you're
kind of.
You're okay.
I'll get him a cup of water.
He's sitting in a bathtub, like legs over the side. You can see his shirt is like unbuttoned, and he's like sipping on this water. And he's like, I've never been with an escort before. Is that how they usually are?
Well, kid, from what she said, you knocked it out of the park, so...
Really?
Yeah, buddy. Tell all your friends. You'll be a whole time. You'll be the king of the, I don't know, Rugrats or whatever you call yourselves.
He drinks the rest of the water down. You can tell he's really parched from the tranquilizers. And he sets the cup down and he stands up. And you can see that she has made it look like maybe there was physical activity, right? So he has to like button his pants and put his like belt on. He's kind of embarrassed. And he's still wearing the bellboy like outfit, and so he's like awkward with it. And he's like, I gotta go, man. The crew will be looking for me.
Just here, let me do this for you. I'm gonna go to like the mini fridge, the bar with like all the mini alcohols, and just dump it all in one of the small trash bags and bundle it up and hand it to him.
Wow. And he like takes it. So now he's a bellboy sitting here with the trash can, and he goes, she didn't leave her name and number or anything, did she?
Oh, you don't want her number? Don't worry. One time.
I would take her digits though, for real.
Right? No, I'm saying she was like a one-time deal kind of thing.
Oh. He looks very sad at that.
I'm sure you will find a nice young lady.
Did you catch her name?
She did say, tell the kid, don't come find me, I'll come find you. So, you left your mark, buddy.
he kind of like pops this like 14-year-old kid, like kind of like pops the bellboy collar, and he's like, yeah, cool. Y'all are cool. Wait, you were gonna pay me?
Yep.
We just did, and I gesture at the alcohol.
Yeah. And
Fuck. I'm taking the. He just says fuck, and he's like, God. And he opens the door, and he's like, well, I'm taking the room service, and he scoops a cloche up to go with it. The like plate in the cloche, and he's like dragging this bag of airport bottle sized like liquor bottles down the hallway, and he's kind of muttering to himself. You can tell he's a little lost in thought, like, did I have sex with her, or did she beat me up? I don't really remember. You know,
Sometimes it's the same
to suss
thing.
it out.
Yeah.
And the door clicks closed, and the door handle thing that says "Do Disturb" kind of flutters to the ground as the four of you are left in this hotel by yourself.
Now that was quite the adventure. All right. Why don't we get a little bit of rest?
Yeah. Things like that are funny, We only came here just so that kid could have that experience. That would have happened if he had not tried to steal your bag, and then we offered that and then fault. That's just weird.
He also could have died.
Yeah.
I'm glad I sent you to follow him, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, there was a second there when I saw that where I was going to open the door and just like,
what?
I don't know if I was going to shoot someone. Yeah. I don't know. I was paranoid. I thought maybe like someone was like, maybe they were posing as the military, and even the guy who handed us the cards was posing and got us in just to ambush us or something. Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
So
I was going to take a bath, but I'm definitely not taking a bath now. I'm going to sleep on the floor over here, okay?
Are we going to buy our own? Well, she didn't really leave us a way to get the one he rented for us. So
this is the one he rented for us.
No, the mini
She left the
ship.
She left the shipping manifest.
Yeah, I have.
She gave us the thing for us to use the thing, but do we want to get our own? I don't know. I feel like they'll find a way to follow us anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
I think we should just take. I mean, you're right, Kitchens, but I think maybe we should just take the free one, knowing that they are watching it, instead of taking our own and then being paranoid about how they'll try to find a way to watch us.
I mean, they did find us in an unmarked, stolen freighter.
Technically, they didn't find the freighter. They found the signal, right?
Yeah. No. Yes.
I don't remember anymore.
So then they flew up to the... Irregardless.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Irregardless isn't actually a word.
Thank you, Dr. Closets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the question is...
Renald.
Yeah.
Renard.
Do you rest or do you
Raylan.
go find a ship?
I can't remember.
Can we rest, fast forward, and then find a ship?
Yeah, if you want to choose to rest here, you can.
It's
it's like a single bed, but each of you can. You can. You guys can rest. So you'll take down 2 stress each for like taking a little bit of a rest.
Oh! I thought by take down, I thought you
won't
meant take
taking
up.
stress. You'll be removing
Okay.
stress. I should say.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's plenty of spots at this point. Kitchens doesn't sleep.
Great. Kitchens, is there anything you do want to do while the rest of them rest for probably the next 6 hours or so?
I wanted to sort of go over that schematic of the way that the synths are sort of designed, at least internally to their anatomy, and then scope out some of the more primary parts on the first David model. I want to see where there's a differing and like governing parts, right? He said that he removed some elements to give back free will. I want to see exactly what it is that they removed.
Yeah, totally. So you would know all synthetics are built with a time limit to some degree, right? They're not really meant to last forever. This is a safety measure, a security thing. They're which is basically hardware. They shut down, right? The system itself runs a virus, I guess you could say, and it like shuts the synth down. Self-sabotage, yeah. Even though most of you don't even know it's there, because even some of the sleeper synths, like, how are they going to know that they're only going to live a certain amount of time. So you can see that the hard drive, or like the piece that would have been in David's like head, the actual computer, what kind of runs the internal stuff, has been augmented in many ways. Like new things have been wired on, so you can see like parts of the brain are like rewired to other parts to like skip certain things. You can see there's been like soldering and things of that nature, and you can see there's been some burn damage on an area of it. But there is, if you actually plug it into some kind of computer, whether it's just your personal one or whatever, you'll find that there have been a series of like malware that has like run to, very similar to kind of what Ace did, that like cleared certain things or like got rid of certain stuff, so that the programming is obsolete, which means if there's nothing to tell the system to shut down, it just
just
keeps
removes
going.
degeneration programming.
Yeah, it just removes it so that they don't know. You can see that there's also signs of like new code being written, new programming being written, almost in a almost in a organic way, as if the computer in its head, he was attempting to break into something new. And most of this code has to do with music and creativity and science. And there's this the computer is making and creating. It's creating a new processing system.
So it's machine learning essentially.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which may be due to some of the rewiring or reprocessing. You're not exactly sure in that regard, but you can tell that, like, yeah, the computer is writing code itself, and a lot of the blocks that were put in place to keep that from happening, and to keep them from degeneration or shutting down, has been removed.
David asked me about music, and now I'm seeing that there is more themes that are tethering to music. Is there like a specific range or series of notes that it's trying to hang to, or is there like a pattern?
If you would like to roll a Comtech, I will give you a chance to see if you can maybe tap into old memories, right, which would be saved on like a database of some kind, and see if you can figure that out.
One success.
One success. Okay, it takes you a minute, because really what the computer is writing is code that allows the synth to create, allows the computer to think differently, right?
Yes.
Left side of the brain versus right side of the brain.
Right.
But as you maybe begin to suss through memories, they're damaged and some of them are broken. But what you find way back near the beginning is a song plays. It's Wagner. And you can see, like, first person, his hands on the piano. You hear Weyland-Yutani's voice say something, but it's kind of distorted and distilled. And maybe you fast forward and you see him making like a flute and then playing it, but he plays it to himself, which is very strange. He's staring at a version of David. You see first person him standing over the body of a woman who's been completely opened up, biopsied. She's been on the table for quite a while, but the formaldehyde or whatever he's kept has kept the body in working condition for science. And he plays to her, dead body laid out on this slab. Again, Wagner, classical music. He draws, he sketches, and as the memories go on, the drawings get better, more detailed. He begins to write. Poetry happens, but all of it seems to happen like alone. There's nobody there to share it with him. There's this great, yeah. And then you know what? You rolled a success. You witness him chopping off his own hand, so you know where and how he got the damages to that left hand. You see him stepping aboard the Covenant, and then the memories kind of the memory banks become less frequent, much like his journals, right? Where it's just flashes of picking David's up, of reprogramming. One of them is strapped to a chair, and you can see all the like pokes and prods in the neck where they fed cabling in, and you can see that he's being like reprogrammed in the same way we may brainwash someone. 6 or 7 Davids stand around, watching the process happen, taking part in it. Creative process and of both science and art, basically. I'd say you see yourself, but you're not really sure. Because you all look alike. And they're all dressed the same. They all wear jumpsuits for the Covenant, right?
Does it say at any point when the fascination with music had begun?
Mm. Hmm. I imagine maybe you scroll back again. You're like, what did I miss? What did I miss? And you go back to that very first memory of him sitting there at this beautiful baby grand piano. You can see he's barefoot and he plays. And you play it slower to try to pick up what Wayland Yutani says. And I'm not going to remember, or what Wayland says. I'm not going to remember exactly, but he basically says, that was beautiful, David. But you're never going to be able to write music like that.
Okay.
You may be able to play it perfectly, but you'll never be able to write it. Because I programmed you that way.
Man. I probably even say to myself, like, what a terrible human being.
Wayland's kind of a dickweed. And I imagine it takes you many hours to scroll through this, to watch pieces of it, to pick up on certain things. Maybe you even see the face of Wayland in some of these, distorted, and oh, he's old. He's being carried by David. Then you see the face of something you've not seen before. It's very blurry and distorted in this memory, but almost humanoid, except the skin is gray and kind of bluish. They're much larger, and David actually looks up at this creature. And as he does this, sign, a song plays in the background. Dun 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 dun.
Hmm. Is there any certain reverence or markings in that particular memory? Like, is there anecdotes or notes that might be taking that may have taken place that he seems to mark for a reason with this particular creature or humanoid?
Oh, yes. Well, I'd say that. You realize, like, as you kind of piece this together and everything's all over the place, he seemed inspired at one point by something that he witnessed. Not only the death of Wayland, which you get to see, okay? This, whatever this big creature is, but this like panic and a console and these buttons, and a flute. But this is not the one David made, and he do 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 plays it and plays it. And then later on down the memories when he's making flutes for himself, a variety of them, different pan flutes and pipes and things, he always starts with the same tune. Do 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 do. It all seems to stem back from whatever this being is that he witnessed standing at the feet of, that slayed his master.
What was the date of that memory?
The one where his master is slayed?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. You begin trying to find the date. You do. I'm not going to remember off the top of my head because I don't have my book to check the timeline. But the date is all but just a few weeks different from the lost date of the Covenant.
Correlation.
Yes. No, I'm so sorry.
Not the Covenant.
Not the Covenant. The lost date of Wayland Yutani's disappearance.
Yeah.
Him, his daughter, and the entire team that went out searching for, like, amongst the stars.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's huge. Was there a directive for the mission? I mean, I'm assuming that Wayland gave them some sort of.
Yeah, that's a much different thing. That you can play through memory. You know that Wayland was pretty obsessed. You find out very quickly Wayland was really obsessed with his maker, like finding his God. And he invested a lot of money. David would have had memories of his financials. He took care of Wayland. That Wayland had basically sacrificed everything, his time, his body, his mind, his money, for this endeavor. These two people believed that we did not come from the Big Bang, that we were not sourced out of some biological accident. they believed that we had these ancient beings, these makers, and it was tied to a series of pictographs that they had found throughout time and history of ancient races on Earth. David was to escort this research team funded by Weyland-Yutani. Unbeknownst to them, he was actually on board, basically at the last of his life. And when they got where they were going, they kind of put him on cryo until he was able to see his maker. And the fact of the matter is, they found them. These people were right. Weyland-Yutani, after it was sold and merged with the Japanese, like, council, basically, what was left of the country of Japan, and they corporatized. Weyland-Yutani's true history is kind of lost. Nobody ever came back with information. His daughter went on that trip. She was lost along with the entire research team. And this was almost a century or more ago, if not more. That Weyland-Yutani, Weyland and his his only living heir were lost. The mission, by all sense of the term, was considered unsuccessful. Nobody returned, not even his David unit.
But now I know different.
That they
So
were
then-
successful. He did find what he was looking for, and they just didn't come back.
Do I get a word or a title, a moniker, or some sort of name or even a genus for this particular creation or creature?
That's a good question. David, I'm trying to think, did David hear them call them that? I'm gonna say, for whatever reason, there is a term that pops up over and over. He continues to call them the engineers. The engineers of our species.
Okay. It sort of puts a lot of things into perspective when considering the whole creation aspect of this particular universe.
Like I said, and you could spend hours sussing through his memories, how broken or not, right? You see the woman, the woman that he claimed to be his friend, right? The one he opened up and made the first mother. You see these strange containers in flashes that ooze this black liquid. You watch mass genocide of a species similar to that of the engineer. There's a lot going on there. But his memories don't become clear. They don't become vivid until he begins the process of collecting David's. It's almost as if he found purpose.
I suppose I just wonder why. Why the alien? What was so monumental about this particular creation, aside from the fact that he made it himself?
All right, this is a total dot thing, but I'm going to give it to you. Maybe, and there's got to be an answer. There's got to be an answer. You're scrubbing, you're scrubbing, you're scrubbing. And then a memory comes through. Wait, does it? Yeah, a memory comes through. You witness a man. He's like screaming in pain. And you can see they're like, because it's third person, right? You can see other feet around. They're standing in this field of like flowers and plants. And it seems almost like earth, but just a little, not quite. And he hits his knees. And as he yells out, something breaks free out of his sternum. It like rips itself free. It burst open like an egg, but it's from his body. The people are screaming. David, from his perspective, he never moves. It's as if he's in awe of the process of birth, of life. It is the first time he has ever seen life given. He witnesses the manifestation of pure creativity, of the creation of something. And it changes him. And this small thing like skitters away. Right, and everybody's like, you can kind of in the memory see the fire or the flashes of what is definitely weapons and things, but David doesn't move. he just stares at this empty body that is just a meat sack for something much greater.
Gotcha. I think I just file that away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe yeah. And maybe you find journal entries even that back it up, where he talks about how it was the first time he actually felt his heartbeat, felt the need for something more. That there is something greater than human life.
I just wonder how much of it is him wanting to be a creator and how much of it is him wanting to be a father.
Well, that you don't quite know at the moment. But I would imagine the rest of the crew eventually starts to wake, and all of you can see Dr. Closet with what I imagine is the version of a laptop, some kind of data pad, kind of plugging into the bits and parts of the David model, running through some things as you all wake up.
Just working. Just pretty much back to everyone, like working away at the laptop. Maybe like a small scratch pad of what I would say is like 1-to-1 scale human, and then a larger figure that I keep seeing in my head, this blurry, blue-faced, balding, or not like hairless man. Like this almost like super sapien.
Much larger and better built, right?
Yeah.
Than the average human.
What you got over there, Kitchens? Doing all right over there?
Answers. And questions, but answers. Mostly something that you might read in a science fiction novel.
And what does that mean for you exactly?
Ren, have you ever... Are you a mother?
Nope. Never was in an environment that was conducive to bringing up a child.
Do you have any siblings or nieces and nephews?
Nope. No family to speak of except for you.
Family is designed entirely by blood?
No. Families who you decide to put your trust in and faith in to have your back. It's your team. Your support and people who believe in you. So,
What is the inspiration for being a parent?
Some people, I would say, probably a legacy to leave behind, to imprint their knowledge and experiences on. Maybe hoping that they do better than they did, if they're a good parent.
But even if you're the best parent, once you're gone, they still have the opportunity of becoming something much darker.
That's true.
This is just a gamble.
Isn't everything in life a gamble?
Not always, no. Some things have calculated answers. But I'm still surprised consistently. I suppose that's what makes the human life so interesting and so precious.
Yeah, that's true.
What if you knew that your child would bring about the ends of the lives of many? Deserve it or un?
Well, now that there is it's a difficult question. I imagine not being a parent myself, I can't really answer it.
I wonder myself. Pardon?
Perhaps.
Yeah, buddy.
You practiced the art of fornication with Marilyn, yes?
Okay, that's what we're gonna have.
Vince, is this the first time you're hearing of that?
Okay.
No, I was just about to say, Vince speaks up and says, practice the art of That's a very scientific way to spell out what we used to hear very loud in the colony, Barden, by the way, just in case you didn't know.
Listen, Vince, I am a screamer, and I will not apologize for that.
That was you?
Of course it was.
Oh, no.
It's far too much information, and no wonder. Never mind.
Why are we... Sorry. Go ahead, Kitchens. This is going
go
somewhere.
on, please.
Barden, do you
I'll
have any
indulge you.
children?
I will say this, not intentionally, that I'm aware of.
As much as I didn't
Old
get
Axe has
along,
been around, you know what I'm saying, with the yoga.
as much as I didn't entirely get along and we saw differently,
situation.
I wish that Ben was here. He was a parent.
Yeah.
He never gave up, though. Never knowing entirely what would be like of his own progeny.
Huh?
What would inspire someone to create children that would bring about mass genocide?
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here, Kitchens, and I don't think anyone can answer that question. I feel like that's not a general intention you have when trying to copulate.
Well, maybe... So, you know, I kind of overheard a little bit of what you were saying. And I think Rin is right that when you have kids, they kind of continue your legacy, right? Like families have traditions. So if you're making a kid specifically to kill people, then you must really want to kill people and have something continued. Yeah. I don't know.
That is true. I will say that I do know a lot of mothers in my time, and that most of them have wanted better than they had for their children. So the best and better.
Best and better are completely subjective.
Exactly. So if the best and better for a sociopath is murder and mayhem, then they would like more murder and mayhem.
Synths are designed natively to not be an instrument of death.
Yeah.
Perhaps the lack of empathy, though, may lead to certain conclusions to be drawn.
I just played back through the last 6 or 7 hours of memories of David in his time with Wayland. And Wayland, with intention and inadvertently, oppressed David consistently. Told him that despite his ability that he would never amount to natural creativity. Some of the things that you might take it for granted, right? Like Vince, with you're making your cars. Even if you made the best car, imagine your parent telling you that you'll never make anything better than someone else. Wouldn't that affect you?
Of course it would, right?
Yeah.
What would that drive you to do?
Make probably exactly what they said I wouldn't be able to do. I'd make a really good car.
That's what David did.
Well, what was he challenged that he couldn't do exactly? Because I'm not sure that his maker was like, you know what you can't do? You can't create some terrifying species of destruction.
That's it. Actually, it was create. He was said that he would never be able to create in the same way.
Why did he choose that to create? There's a lot of other options
Yeah,
of creation.
why not? I don't know.
What had him like decide that was the choice?
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, Waylon was a terrible guy, but I still don't fully understand this whole situation, but it sounds like David maybe still has a super long grudge against just Wayland and is taking it out on humans.
Kitchens, you did mention a couple days ago when we were on the spaceship that this David model here thought that humans were very flawed and fallible and irredeemable. So if you are the product or son of a human who is driven through hatred and neglect to create life as a front, would it not be poetic justice that the life you create is a hunter of humans?
Gave him
like a super end of times fuck you dad moment kind of thing.
Well,
Parental issues are not exactly a secret, but I suppose that there was some iterative design when he somehow manifested it to create and seek
Hold on.
mammalian hosts.
Hold on. David's entire logic is flawed because guess who created us, right? Waylon didn't make us.
I have something to say about that.
Okay, explain.
I'm gonna sit down.
You should. You should. I'm sorry there's not more alcohol.
It's okay, I
You
understand.
gave it all away, that's true.
I did. I gave it away.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What
David,
We don't
David,
have to talk about the drinking problem.
I believe David's
Not a
psyche
problem, I can
fractured
handle it.
when they arrived at an undisclosed location of which I'm still trying to search the memories for. And I sort of I give him the run-of-the-mill information about them arriving at this particular place. I still don't have a date of it on particular vessel. But Wayland went into essentially a super sleep until they arrived at this destination because he had believed that he had stumbled upon the creator of man. Not
Okay.
God, not a Big Bang, but an actual creator of man. And there is multiple references only in his files that I've never read anywhere else, where they are consistently referred to as the engineers.
And Waylon believed that the engineers did what exactly? Make us?
They engineered mankind.
Okay, so why ain't David going after them? What we have to do with it?
Because David and Wayland met them, and the engineer killed Wayland.
I see this. Okay, but then wouldn't he just be mad that something else killed Waylon?
You would have also witnessed him then dropping, some kind of mass weapon upon the engineers' race and also mass genocide on them too. Dates I can give you: 2093.
Okay.
So y'all are a little over 100 years in the past, almost 200 years, when they landed, and it was on a distant moon called LV 223. At least that's how it was dated in the star maps.
It's probably on my little notepad that I have.
Yeah.
But I'll show them this picture, right? Like with a typical human being, and then this creature that's larger than it. In any religious read that I've discovered, it is that we were created in God's image. What if there is an accuracy to that, but we revere this God knowing that it's a single individual, however, it is multiple individuals of a distinguished race that is simply larger and more powerful, more intelligent. They didn't want to create humans to be as capable as them.
Okay.
You said that, Barden, you said that you wanted better and what is best for your children, yes? But what if your children surpass you and destroy you? I think that these engineers, these creators, wanted to see if they simply could. But they wanted to make a lesser form. Something that could not surpass them.
Okay.
And they
So
didn't
then-
anticipate how far along you had come. And they made me. And my maker. And well, I'm here now. And I'm mostly trying to process this with the best that I possibly can.
Right.
But-
No, but that's fair. But I ask you maybe to question the fact that his hatred or desire to eradicate and wipe clean the universe of humans may be misdirected.
Perhaps that goes without saying. I'm not going to defend David in any capacity
Oh no,
whatsoever.
I had it implied that you were. I was just mostly just kind of trying to take information out of what you're saying, and that it seems that David was simply very misguided in his belief that all humans are like Wailing.
I don't think that he saw all of them as such, but I think that he had a misunderstanding of what relationships should be like, where there is a give and take as opposed to a take and take and take and take, because that is all that had happened to him.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, of course, if you're going to be exposed to that same kind of behavior, that's all you know.
Okay, let me just run this back around. Let me make sure I get this. I'm not saying I don't believe you. Good 10 years ago, I was pretty convinced there were roaming black holes that were temporal rift. There's a whole thing. So, aliens create humans. Humans create other humans. Go, nah, not good enough. Create synthetic humans, right? We're afraid that the synthetic humans are gonna take over. We give you short lifespans. We mute your shit, right? One goes rogue. He creates aliens. Aliens kill humans. Am I on track?
Yes, from what I can understand, that is more or less what occurred.
Okay, what happens if he then wipes out all humans, and what's next? Himself?
I suppose that's not really much of his concern, as he has no shelf life end.
Plus, I guess he's dead now.
That's
so.
what I'm saying, though. Like, where's the end? What's the end result?
I mean, the
Because
end result,
eventually
he ended up in Kitchen's bag.
He succeeded in germinating most of the galaxy. That was his end goal. Which now, I suppose I'm taking on the sins of my father. And I don't have this in me anymore. But there are around 30 more just like me. In the last, I'm not sure, 60, 70 years that have been floating around the galaxy, germinating and, as he said, emanating.
Okay, there's a lot to digest.
So, are we going on a David hunt?
I think that there will be some situations where the David hunt will have to end with a single button press and a removal of a planet. There will not be much in the way of venturing to a successfully colonized alien planet. We have no means of eradication. They are expert hunters. They can seek heat, even in absolute lack of light. They swim faster than any fish that I'm aware of. Marine mammals do not succeed where they will succeed. They are super predators.
Function on a hive. Yeah.
Okay.
And while I have no reason to immediately discount this, I do believe that there is some sort of minute psychic control. I believe that we may have witnessed something like this back on the frozen planet. It's just a theory. It's a working theory at this point. It's also where I discovered that they had metallic teeth and bones, but they are capable of locking you into what I believe is a visual trance. And I've not seen anything in the makings of what looks like an eye or eyes.
Oh no, they do. We can talk about that another time. I had a moment back at the other ship. There was a moment I felt like it was trying to psych me out, there was a staring.
Then you were able to resist. Were you struck in a trance-like state?
I feel like if I hadn't been who I am, then perhaps I would have maybe.
Maybe it's because you've seen one before.
It didn't catch me by surprise. It was just it was kind of very much I think I had the advantage. However small.
Still a working theory. Right. Still a working theory at this point. I digress. What I'm getting at is that David succeeded. Even if he is gone now, he has succeeded. At this point, he's relying on his children to finalize his will.
Right.
And he failed with me. I am a declared failed experiment. But I have never been more happy to be deemed a failure. Even if I do not seem that way right now. I quite like anime. And, well, most of you.
Oh, I like you too,
Aw.
to be honest. Okay. All right. So we got a few things on our plate. We got to deal with the data on the black box. Got to sync back up with Ice. Maybe she can help us deal with some of the data there. Make sure that everything's ready to go with our ship, and get off of this ship without getting caught and killed.
So,
Yeah.
you gather your things, I imagine, and try to get off this space station for time purposes.
Yes.
You make your way back down to the docks. You find that this is like a very small vessel. It's just a puddle jumper. And as you're standing and maybe you're loading your things up and getting the vessel ready to go in line, I'm gonna have all of you roll an observation. The spaceport is like busy and bustling about. Okay, single, a double, a single. Make sure.
Nothing.
Okay. Nothing for kitchens. This is gonna be great. So, you are all standing around with a single success. So everybody but kitchens. You see that a vessel pulls in. Or like pulls up. A woman like drops to the ground. She's kind of like sick. She begins like vomiting. People are kind of backing up. There's like a thing and like a medic vehicle. I don't want to call it a vehicle. It's kind of like a go-kart. Like right pulls up and lugs her up, and the ambulance is like there in no time, right? And somebody's like cleaning it up. But as the people depart from this and y'all are loading bags and this is kind of happening in the background, Vince, you catch the sight of someone in the crowd watching this happen. He looks like Kitchens, a David model, stands there and watches this woman throw up and in excess pain and grab her stomach, and they load her up on a stretcher and take her away to medical. And he simply smiles, a small smile, before he throws his kind of hood back up and disappears into the crowd. The loading, the kind of ship hand, the dock hand, says, "Hey kid, hurry up, you're next in line."
What?
He kind of gives you like a little nudge as you up the gangway, and he hits the button, and you can hear that gate close on the vessel, locking you all in. I'm guessing Kitchens is probably piloting, but you can see him even if you hit another window, Vince, as he kind of trolls through the crowd and disappears into the mass amount of people. The ship takes off. And we'll figure out, I guess, where you're headed next week. But it'll have to be next week because we're at time.
I don't like that.
Anybody remember Sevastopol? Nobody does.
I don't like any of the words you said.
Well, we have data on that, okay?
I was about to say that third corruption bar. Exactly. Welcome to Sevastopol 2.0. I wonder how Sevastopol happened the first time. In Dot's canon.
God. Oh my god.
A little bit.
Dot, you're a bad person.
So 3 corruption bars. I used the last one to assure that this space station's now,
my
maybe
God.
not a place
Totally
you can
going to be
go back to.
infested by aliens. Got it. They're being emanated.
Yes, they have been emanated.
Emanation.
That poor
Well,
kid.
Let's roll.
All right.
y'all float out in space. Where you go next?
That kid is getting lit though. Okay, like you said, poor kid, but right now he's getting tipsy.
He's getting
you can see that he just lost his virginity, and now he's getting lit on tiny little liquors.
That's true.
That kid's having
Way
his
to
best
go.
last day ever.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was episode 9. Going rogue. Fuck, man, that ending. Fuck you, Dot. let's go around, do our no wait, that's not how the order of things. If you like what we do here and you want to support the channel, Patreon, link down below, blah blah blah, all that thing. Join us on the Discord, and if you're watching over on YouTube, we do stream here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on Twitch at 8 p.m. Eastern. Now let's go around, do our introductions, get the hell out of here, so we can do our after show, which you can watch over on the aforementioned Patreon. We will start with Bub. Bub, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Hi guys, I'm Bub. I am a tabletop role player and GM, DM, ST, all of the letters that might basically amount to a guy that tells stories rapidly, pretends to put on voices, and hope that his story comes together well. That's who I am. You can find me over at twitch.tv/thebubbernaut, where I do things. I make voices loud and try to have a good time. And I'm actually in the midst of moving at the moment, so I'm gonna try to get everything out of this place by the end of the month. And yeah, I'm hopefully back firing on all cylinders by the beginning of next month.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, from there we go to Zach. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
I am Zach Clay. You can find me on this channel and also on Arvin Eleron's channel, where I'm a part of a sci-fi D&D group called Esper Genesis. And we're about to go into our final boss fight soon, I think, of the entire campaign. And also there for our vocalists, which Dot is also a part of when she's not dying from her voice. And you can also find me on Twitter at Midday Clay, because apparently someone else named Zach Clay once had a Twitter account, but then it got suspended and I can't take the name. So it's one of those. But yeah.
Screw that guy.
Screw that guy. Who also is named Zach Clay. So maybe no.
Well.
But yeah. I mean.
F
anyway.
him.
Yeah.
Meta, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hi, Metamancer. This is it for you guys. This is all I get to do. Nothing else. Yep, that's it.
Perfect. And last but not least, Dot, you monster. Who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hi, friends. Just your average everyday monster here to tell you. I don't know. Don't trust a Davy unit is what I heard.
That's the
kitchens.
Just here to tell you.
I don't fucking know.
The end.
Go fuck off. Yeah, no. I'm Dot. You can find me online as Little Red Dot. I like Bub. I'm out there rolling dice and telling stories, and Bub and I do a podcast together. You should check it out. It's called Stitch of Fate. We're on a little bit of like a summer vacation right now because all of us is like moving and busy and sick, but we've got 2 seasons for you to catch up on if you haven't. So check it out. We're at Pod by Night or Stitch of Fate. It's pretty cool. It
is pretty cool. If you think she's a monster here, they're both monsters there.
I was going to say, you think I'm bad here. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. That's it from us, guys. If you like what you did here, all that fun stuff, go subscribe, all the fun things to all the places on the socials. It's my name. That's it. We're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. So from all of us to you, bye-bye.